All right, today we are taking a look at the Redwood 3401RL, stock number 42943. All right, beautiful trailer. Take a look down here first. Little storage compartment above. Your inverter is actually tucked up underneath there, but you can turn that on and off from inside. What the inverter does is converts your battery power over to 120 volts so that you can power your residential fridge while you're going down the road. And then in here is the area for your generator prep. Otherwise, just use that as a storage bay. Your batteries will be stored in here. You have a inverter cutoff switch, which is this big switch. Hopefully this lighting adjusts, otherwise I'll turn the flash on. All right, with the flash on now, you can see inverter cutoff switch right here. So if we twist that, that's off. That's on, you can see the green, and then this little red switch back here is the battery disconnect. So you have power on, which is this way, and power off, which is this way. If you see this in person, it's a lot easier to read than on this recording. But one other thing, this little guy right here is the light switch for this little light here on top of your hitch. Your salesman will go over hooking up on pickup date, so I'm not going to go over that. If we take a look right here, you have a spot for the solar on the side. Go Power solar kit if you wanted to add a little solar panel out over here to charge your batteries. Your first propane tank is right here. Left is open, right is closed, and then whatever way this black tab's facing is whatever propane tank you're reading from. So if it's faced away, you're going to be doing the propane tank on the other side. If we're facing this one, obviously we're going to be using this tank. This turns clear when there's gas present in the line, and so if it turns red when your gas supplies are open, that's how you know that this tank is empty. Walk over here now, pass through storage bay. This unit is wired for solar, so if you do want to add that on, you can speak to your salesman about that. You can get that installed for you. We're going to go over here now to the water bay. And, quick unplug this. You can see a little bit. Essentially, this system is pretty simple. So you have your water connection right here. So if you're staying somewhere that has a spigot on the site, you're going to connect to the spigot and then plug in your hose right here and change your knobs to city water, which is right there. Just the zoom. City water, so white up and down, green left, red up, and blue to the left. Plug in here, turn the water on. That's going to run water directly to the faucets, sinks, showers, toilets, everything. If the campground's pushing high pressure, it is good to get a water pressure regulator for the end of your hose so that you don't blow out your water lines with all that high pressure. So that's a good thing to get. But yeah, city connection. As soon as you're hooked into here with the water turned on, you should have water everywhere you need it. Then you also have power fill tanks. So if you're staying somewhere that doesn't have a spigot on the site, you'll fill up that fresh tank so that you can use your water pump to draw water from the fresh tank and pump it to the faucets. So you'll go power fill tank right there, white down, green left, red up, blue down. Use the same water connection here, plug in, turn the water on. That's going to start filling up that fresh tank. You can watch the tank levels from the inside on your panel. Once it's full, turn the water off. You come back out here, turn the knobs to dry camp like so. Turn your water pump on, and then it's going to start drawing water from the fresh tank and pumping it to the faucets, showers, sinks, toilets, etc. Go over winterizing at the end. This is your black tank flush right there. Plug a hose into there, turn the water on. That shoots water into the black tank, helps rinse it out. So while you're draining the black tank out by pulling your black tank pull, that drains out the tank. You can hook a hose in here to help rinse it out in case there's anything that gets stuck in there. Other tank pulls are down here, gray, black. Black is the holding tank for the toilet. Gray are sinks and showers. Again, pull them out to open them and push them in to close them. You have an area for a water filter right here. You can install that. It's actually sitting in that basket over there. You just take your little plastic tool, which is also sitting in that basket, twist it around here, twist this off, install the water filter in there, and then every bit of water that goes through the system runs through that water filter. We do suggest that you flush your system out a couple times before installing the water filter to get out any of the possible residual antifreeze that's left over in there. Leveling panel is right here. Power on right there. Make sure that our battery disconnect is still the correct position here. There we go. Now it should work. Yep. So all I did there was just go and make sure that the battery disconnect was on, otherwise no power gets to this panel. But anyways, once you're off your truck at the campsite, just press auto level. That's going to run all the jacks down automatically, level itself out. Do that with the slides closed, and don't walk around inside while it's doing it, otherwise it takes a little bit longer. To retract the front, press retract, hit the front. To extend the front, don't have the retract push and then hit front. To retract the rear, press retract, hit rear, retract the left, right, same things. Extending them, as long as the retract button's not pressed, pressing those will bring those jacks up. As in pushing the unit up, not bringing the jacks up. It'll technically bring the jacks down. It's all confusing lingo. But anyways, up arrow is manual level. If you go into manual level, you can do the left, the right, and the rear. With the retract switch, without manual level activated, you can only do the front up and down. Next is auto retract. What that does is brings all the jacks up at once. So that's what you'd use if you're hooked up to your truck and ready to leave. Hit all retract, and that runs everything all the way up. Next one is auto hitch. You'll use that one. That remembers the last place the panel was at before you pressed auto level. So theoretically, if you got off your truck, pressed auto level, then you're ready to leave again, you come to auto hitch, hit enter, and then it should return it to within a couple inches of where it was when you got off that truck. So you should be able to hook right back up again. So usually this doesn't make sense to many people over the video, so we can explain it to you in person again. It's a lot easier to be shown how it's working in person than over video. So we can gladly show that to you again. Power that off. 2 outlets right there if you need to plug something in. Otherwise, that's about it for this compartment. You do have your cable satellite hookups right there. But yeah, right here is the furnace exhaust. Does get hot, so don't touch that if you're running the furnace. And then if we get down low here, your fresh tank drain. Sorry, my gimbal's going a little crazy. Fresh tank drains right there, sort of like your other tank drains. Pull it to open it and push it to close it. This unit does have the Truma AquaGo water heater, so twist that, open this up, turn the water heater on. First, make sure before you run any water that this is installed right here. Make sure there's no pressure. So we're antifreeze in there right now, so we close that back up. But make sure that's in there. Lock it in place. And then to turn your water heater on, press on. And then that turns on your little dial inside, which I'll show you later on. But that's how you turn the water heater on right there. This is that sewer exit where those pulls are going to release all that waste. So that's where that is. See if there's any other pulls down here. Sometimes there's a little hidden one. Don't see one, so we should be all good on that compartment. If we take a look over here, it's just going to be your tires. Those will be filled. Lug nuts will be tightened down for you on pickup day. A lot of scrap metal over here, so can't really walk that way around, so we'll go the other way. So on the back, get your power cord reel right here. Press the retract switch to bring the power cord reel in, and then it's just pulling it out to unwind it. I like to wear gloves while I'm winding it up because otherwise your hands get all dirty from all that dust. We'll walk over here now. For your ladder, that's 250 pounds capacity here on the back. And there is a backup camera, quick connection up there. If you do want to add a backup camera, you can talk to your salesman about getting that put on. Otherwise, sometimes I know Redwoods come with them. So we can look to see if the box is in there already. On to some more of the fun stuff. So those water filters are in there. Your built-in vacuum hoses are right there for the vacuum system, which is right over here. So, taking a look at a couple of these switches. This is your awning light. This light is for these little red lights in your propane, underneath your propane tanks. You got your outside radio right here. This does have Bluetooth. If you want to connect your phone to it, play your own music. This switch does this little LED strip right here. Go over the vacuum with you. To get to the bag, press your finger in here, pops this out, and take this plastic off. But yeah, bag's back there. Only comes with the one, so if you do use that, you're gonna have to get a new one. Vacuum hose goes into there. Power on is right there. Super simple. You're gonna throw a TV out here, cable side of that hookup right there. GFCI there if you need to reset the outlets if they were to trip. And then this black panel here is the in-command center. So if you had your panel inside ever stop working on you for some reason, you can still do slides and awnings from this panel here. So this is sort of the backup. Unscrew both of these. This pops down and reveals this menacing panel. It's a lot simpler than it looks, but just pop this plastic off. And then you have these selectors right here. So as you can see, slide 1 through 5 is listed here, and then awning 1 and 2, and then all your jacks are listed here as well. So you can do awning, slides, and jacks all from here in case that panel were to stop working on you. So you just twist this selector, and you can choose a slide out, and then in and out right there. So that's how that works. Good little fail safe there. And then right to the right side of that is your water system. So this is basically just a spot where you can cut off the water supply at any one of the faucets inside in case you had a leak, or if you just generally didn't want water there. So you have this little red key here. You plug that into one of these arrows, and then you can twist them shut so you can close the valves off. That way you close the water supply off to anything. And these bottom two down here are just the low point drains, and you'll use those for the winterizing process, which again I will go over towards the end. It's on backwards. Pop this bad boy back on. Also in this compartment is your hydraulic pump. So you just want to make sure that this reservoir has hydraulic fluid in it. Obviously, check for any leaks. If there are, usually all you got to do is tighten down some of the fittings. But yeah, that's usually all you got to do. Just make sure that you got enough fluid in there. Alrighty. With all that said, I believe that's all for the outside. So we'll head inside now. Steps just flip right up into the door frame. They are assisted by a gas arm, so they're not terribly heavy. You can adjust the leg height by pressing down here, and that slides the legs up and down. Just make sure when you're adjusting the legs that this black metal here is flush with this silver metal here, because if you leave this too high, then when you close your door, the base of the door hits the base of the stairs and bends the door. You don't want that, obviously, so just make sure that that's nice and flush. As we walk in, right by our feet, breakers and fuses. Everything's labeled, so you know what each one does. It is good to take extra fuses with you, though, just in case you never want to be without the power to your lights or something important. So always have an extra on hand. And then down here are the inside vacuum attachments. So you got the place to put the vacuum hose right there. And then just the pedal flip for sweeping up. Just pick up here. And you can sweep anything that's on the floor straight into there, and that goes into that vacuum bag. Remote on the wall for the Max Air fan in the kitchen. So that turns that on, opens it up. Super easy. All right, down here is the carbon monoxide and LP gas leak detector. That does draw off the batteries if the unit's not plugged in, so it is a good thing to disconnect the negative end of the battery. Even flipping the battery disconnect is still not going to cut the power out to this. You got to take the negative end off the battery. Otherwise, winter storage, take the battery out entirely, put it somewhere warm, put it on the charger. Dinette table right here. You do have extra chairs underneath your bed. You wanted to extend this out. You have a wireless charger right here. Blinds. You got the base green shades and then the dark shades. Just be gentle with these. If you slam them, usually they can break on you, so you just want to be gentle. Right here are your keys. Oops. Key to like, so these 2 keys right here will unlock the compartment doors as well as the main door. And then this silver key here unlocks your power cord reel door. You got your theater chairs right here. Heat, power, lights, massage, extend, retract. Just listen to whatever the button says. Super easy. Couch does pull out, so you just got to take these back cushions off. Once those are off, you just pick up from here. This will fold out, and then the last step to do is you flip this back end down and you're into the bed position. Super simple. Can show you that on pickup day as well. Floor vents, just be careful you don't step on those with the full weight of your foot. They do bend. If you do so, we don't want you falling through the floor. You do have the electric fireplace in here, so if you want to save propane, heat the place up, do use this obviously. Since it is electric, heats up immediately. Half hour, 45 minutes, you'll have this whole area nice and warm. Power buttons right here. And you have different colors. This one is the flame color. That's what that's changing. And then you have temperature. So it all goes on this little readout right here. High or low. And then you have the timer, which is the last switch there. Up to 5 hours. You want to have it shut off for a certain amount of time. Microwave is pretty self-explanatory. Burners, pretty simple as well. Burner. Central is the oven. Panel lights right there. Push in to turn to the left to open the gas supply up. Pushing in turns that spark on, and then twisting to the left opens the gas supply up. Same thing for each burner. For the oven, make sure the oven's open, obviously. On that bottom black grate, you'll see it light, but you twist, hold to this little flame marker here. Once you see it light, then you can twist it open to whatever temperature you wanted. Fridge is right there. If you want to learn more about the fridge, consult your manual. All right, in this compartment right here is your panel. Tap it to wake it up. You have your lights right down in here. The water pump to turn that on, tap there. That draws water from the fresh tank to pump it to the faucets. Passcode is all zeros. First page is if you had a generator, you can prime and start it from there. Awnings to move your awnings in and out and turn the awning lights on and off. So if we hold out, you can see the awning starts to go out. When the flap is facing straight down, that's how you know the awning is all the way out. Don't go any further than that, otherwise it rolls over itself, creates a little valley. Water can pool up there and then stretches that canvas out. So same thing for both awnings, they're the same awning. And then to pitch these awnings, you will loosen the nut that's tucked in right here. You can push the arm in to tip the awning one way or the other. So whatever way you want the water to run off, obviously. Back to the panel. Back. Next page slides. Smooth the slides in and out. Every slide except for the bedroom is on a hydraulic switch, so they all run in at sort of the same time. Whatever one has the least amount of resistance is going to move first. So that's how those work. Lights. You can turn the lights off individually. Hitch, that's going to move the front jacks up or down. I just like to do that from the panel though. It's a lot easier because you can actually see what's happening. Triggers, you have tank heaters, what you're going to use those for if you're camping in the cold. You don't want your tanks to freeze. Turn those on, heats the underbelly, keeps those tanks from freezing on you. HVAC is your thermostat essentially. So you have the bedroom mode, fan, cool, heat, auto, or off. So if we wanted to say use cool, fan speed adjustment, high, low, or auto, so we'll go high. And then set your temperature. It won't turn on unless the temperature is cooler than what is listed in the zone. Give it a couple seconds and it'll fire on. So they aren't terribly loud actually, which is kind of nice, but AC comes out of these ceiling vents right there. And then to turn it off, click there, go back to off, and then to switch through your zones, use this page right here. So you can do the same thing for the living room and the living room optional, which I'm not sure if this one has it. I have to look on the roof, but same controls for each setting. Next one is settings. So you can connect your phone to this from Bluetooth, connect the panel to Wi-Fi, change the password, look at your floor plan, and check on any fault notifications. The tank levels are listed right here. As they fill, a light blue bar will slide to the right, showing you that they're filling up. This little knob above here is the Truma AquaGo water heater switch. So as I said earlier, when you flip that switch on the water heater itself, you're turning this panel on. So to turn the water heater on all the way, go right here until you get to this mode here. That's just a regular mode. It's going to be hot on demand. So it heats up the water in the water heater. This one above it is Eco, so this heats it up as you turn it on. Saves you a little bit of propane because it's not running constantly. This one here is the winterized kit, which you have to purchase separately. It's not something you need. There is a in-depth video on how that works from Forest River on the Truma AquaGo. So yeah, that's something you have to buy separately, not something you need. This last one is the cleaning function. You'll use that to decalcify the water heater, which you have to do once a year. Again, that same Truma AquaGo video gives an in-depth explanation on how to do that. You can find that on the Forest River YouTube channel. If you just search up Truma AquaGo Forest River, it'll pop up as the first one. But yeah, to do that, simplified, basically just my version, you buy their AquaGo calcification tablets, place them on the end of that little pull-out thing I showed you earlier, that's behind that yellow door. Place them in the end, push it in, and then just run water through the unit, through the water heater. Yeah, again, there's a better video on how all that works on Forest River's YouTube. Now we'll walk up to the bedroom. Bathroom area is right here. Pretty simple, not too much confusing stuff. Pedal flush toilet, step on the pedal to flush it. Make sure your shower doors are latched for travel. You don't want those to slam and shatter on you. And then the shower, to switch between the shower heads, is twist this knob here. The little seat does flip up. And then you have the remote for this fan that's in the bathroom. I do apologize about poor video quality. My gimbal is acting up a little bit today. The light switch is on the wall. And then you have your bed. You have to have the bed in the up position to be able to operate the slide out. And that switch is right here to raise it. So for that slide to move, it has to be all the way up. Just like that. Now the slide would move. Behind this door is the area for washer dryer prep. If you want to add washer dryer, you can contact your salesman about that as well. Extra chairs are also stored in there. Obviously, if you got the washer dryer, you'd have to find an extra place to put those chairs instead. Under here, a little sort of laundry basket kind of deal. Drawer storage, just like a regular old closet. Again, anything that has latches on it, you should probably latch for travel. You don't want those to be moving around on you. I think that's everything for the inside. I'm just gonna take a quick look over here. Okay, we do have your remotes here for your TV and for the fireplace. Here, nothing. Just gonna see if we can find this right here. So this is your packet, has warranty information. User manuals will be in there as well. Anything else in these drawers? And this is wire for solar again, so if you do want to add that on, talk to your salesman about that. I'd be glad to help you out. But with all that said, let's go over winterizing process. Pretty simple on this unit. They have made it a lot easier in previous years. So what you're gonna do, come out to your water bay, adjust your settings to winterize. So white this way, green this way, red this way, blue in the middle. Make sure when you're turning these valves that there's no water pressure in the system. So obviously have your water pump shut off and have no water coming into the city. And you'll be all good. But basically what that's doing is changing where the water pump is drawing from. So now instead of drawing from the fresh tank, it's gonna draw from this end here. Take a hose, plug it into there, run it into a jug of antifreeze. You probably need 5 to 10 gallons of antifreeze to winterize this unit. Once you have that hose run to that jug, turn the water pump on. It's going to start pumping that antifreeze out of the jug to your faucets. So you'll go from one tap to the next, opening them up, the hot and the cold side, and running it until it's completely pink, coming out of both hot and cold. And then make sure you get plenty of antifreeze down the drain. So you do that at the kitchen sink, bathroom, toilet, everything. So just go to every faucet and repeat those steps until it's completely pink. There's no water, there's no air. So yeah, complete stream of pink. Once you've done that, make sure that your gray tanks and black tanks are emptied. And then when you're on the winterized mode, it actually bypasses the water heater usually. So drain the water heater out when you're done. So open that up and take that out. Sometimes on certain models, these actually just fill up with antifreeze. So if you were to come out here and take that off and antifreeze started spilling out, close it back up again, because then you can just put antifreeze in the water heater anyways. Obviously, just make sure that you rinse it out thoroughly before you turn it back on. But yeah, make sure that fresh tank is empty as well. And then last thing you do, come to the low point drains on your water system, open those up, and then look underneath your coach, and antifreeze is going to be spilling out of the bottom. Make sure it's completely pink coming out of there and there's no air gaps or water coming out. Once it's completely pink, close these valves back off again, which is the position they're in right now. And you are all set, all winterized, and ready for the winter time. So hopefully that makes sense. And obviously before you do add antifreeze, take your water filter out, because antifreeze does ruin the water filters. So that's a good little tip for you. All that said, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. But again, if you have any questions, please bring them with you to your pickup date. We'd love to get them answered for you. We don't want you to leave without having something answered. And then obviously if you want any add-ons done, talk to your salesman about that before your pickup date, and we can get those put on for you. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Bring questions. Have a great rest of your day.